What is going on, guys? Marcus here with the Reformation Woodshop, and today is episode 5 of Table Saw Tuesday. Normally, all of my table saw related videos would be at my house and my shop, but because we are in the home stretch of our remodel, all of the trim around all of the openings and doorways and baseboards needs to be done, and I needed a job site table saw. So I ordered the Evolution Rage5-S Pro job site table saw. It is a 10-inch table saw with a multi-material cutting blade. That is right, I can cut PVC, wood, metal, all the crazy stuff on this table saw. So let me set it up and show you everything that it has to offer. So straight out of the box, I realized this thing is actually pretty lightweight and has a really nice smooth top that felt like really great quality. The only assembly that you'll have to do is putting the collapsible legs together, and that is pretty simple. And it also works really well when you have your nephew as your photographer and you don't have to worry about setting up the camera. And also you can use him as trash cleanup whenever you're done, so that's pretty nice. This did take a minute longer than I thought it would, but it is not that difficult to put together, so that's a plus. So I'm not the type to sit and tinker with a tool for a little while. I'm gonna throw it in the back of my truck and put it to work almost immediately. I really appreciate how light and mobile this table saw actually is. I've used other construction grade table saws like this, and this one is actually pretty light compared to those. And it's got a small enough footprint that it'll fit right in the back of my truck with the rest of my tools, so I can take them anywhere I need to go. I told you this earlier, but we are in the home stretch of finishing up this flip house. So there's a ton of little carpentry things that need to be done, and this table saw kicked butt in reference to that stuff. I cut out all the side panels for the cabinets. We did almost all of the flooring with this saw, cross cuts and long ripped cuts. I even built out a custom island for this flip house, which I'll have a full video showing you how I did that. And I used this table saw for the panels on the side and all of the trim work for it. We're also trimming out all of the windows and all of the doors right now. And instead of using a miter saw, we cut all of our 45-degree angles with this table saw, and it worked fantastically. I feel like there's probably nobody on the planet who has bought a single tool and used it for so many different things in such a short period of time. So why should you buy this table saw? The Evolution Rage5-S has so many unique features to it. Obviously, its mobility is number one. Its base being able to collapse and roll away is one of the best features that you could possibly have in a table saw. And it's lightweight enough that you can just stand it up and that base will land right underneath it. Like most job site saws, it's got a pretty small bed for pushing material across, but it has these wings that fold open and you can expand your rip width, making cross cuts super easy. It's got the standard miter gauge, but with a unique twist. The miter gauge locks directly into the tabletop of your table saw. All you have to do is flip a switch and you have a sliding table directly in the top of your table saw. This is one of the features that sets this table saw apart and makes it worth the investment. The miter gauge also has this attachment that makes it so you can rip longer or shorter pieces of material, which is pretty cool. The way to make beveled cuts is a little bit different on this table saw. You have to flip this switch and then you push your cog in and rotate it to the right, and the gears will go from raising the blade up to tilting the blade to the left or right. This table saw comes with a multi-material blade, which is fantastic because when you have a ton of jobs to do, you have no idea sometimes exactly what you're going to be cutting through. PVC, wood, metal, whatever it may be, this table saw blade can cut it. What is up? It is Future Marcus. I've had this table saw for about 6 weeks now, so you've seen multiple videos in that time span where I've had finished projects done in the flip house. So some of the footage in this video is kind of outdated, but what I will say about this table saw is that it has been really helpful through the last couple of weeks. Just like any tool that you'll use, it has its pros and its cons. I love all of the accessories for it, the sliding table, the movable fence, and all of that stuff, the wings that go pretty far out. I love that you can switch to a 45-degree angle extremely quick. That helped a whole lot when I was doing baseboards and trimming around doorways. I do think that because of this mechanism right here, it sacrifices a little bit in the rigidity department. The table saw blade wiggles just a little bit. I also would prefer a little bit more solid table saw fence, but other than that, this guy's pretty good. For the price tag, this guy is worth every single penny. It is $370 on Evolution's website. I don't think you'll be able to find anything at that price point that'll be able to match what this guy does. And I think if you're looking for a table saw that's pretty cheap, that'll do everything you need it to do, this guy might be the guy for you. If you watched this video and thought to yourself, man, that was so good, how can I give this guy money to repay him? Then you're in luck. I have a lot of stuff listed on my Etsy store that you can buy to support the channel, so head on over to reformationwoodshop.etsy.com to grab something.